Well, old school hydraulic setup right here. It's got feedback, it's got good rating, it's just how BMW steerings should be. Really, really nice. The rack itself is a tad slow.
The rack would be slow. The rack's not even in the car seat. They don't have a rack, they have a box.
But there's a good reason for that, because it allows you to do lots of skiing.
Oh, it just sounds so good. It's a good video.
Ali needs that stuff picked up ASAP.
The seats and all that sort of stuff.
Everything.
How soon is ASAP?
This weekend.
Oh, it's 2 days away.
Saturday, not Sunday.
We don't have the van. The van's still being used to move.
Well, it's a 12-hour trip there, the 24-hour round trip.
Yeah.
Without stopping. We need a trailer. The 535i parts car has a tow bar.
We can swap the tow bar onto the 540.
Rent a trailer. Boost down Friday night.
Yep. I'm liking this.
If we leave Friday night, 12 hours, we get to Sydney in the morning, pick the parts up, turn around, boost back, get home Saturday night. As long as the M62 E39 doesn't break down.
I'm looking at it, I'm going, will it make it? Dude, I'm keen, let's do it.
Tell him we'll be there.
Tell him we'll be there.
We've got some prepping to do. Slight problem.
What?
I forgot, as I haven't been driving it, I forgot this has that battery drain issue where spontaneously it just completely depletes the battery overnight.
It didn't do it that often, did it?
BMW life.
So it's dead flat?
She is dead flat. I'll grab the M5 battery. At least that'll start it. We'll get it into the shed.
Alright.
Alright, let's see if it comes to life, eh?
Well, it should. That's a good battery.
You just never know with a 5 Series.
Oh, makes all the difference. Do you know how are we likely to have an issue with that on this trip?
It was so spontaneous. I've tried to isolate the problem and I can't find it.
Give it a little tickle, Dave. I want to hear it. Even for a non-M car, she sounds so good. All right, well, we've got to get this bumper off and work out how to fit the tow bar. Okay, so we've got the car in and I've got the rear bumper off the 535 parts car, and I've got the whole bumper and I'll show you why in 2 seconds. But basically this is the rest of the kit for the tow bar. And it looks pretty simple. You've got your 2 support braces which clamp into the chassis in, oh God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points each. Reinforcements for the chassis side, top and to the side, and then also the brain for the tow bar. If someone actually knows exactly what these do, I'm curious, because I thought they were some sort of CAN bus integrated module, but this one was only connected by 4 wires to the wiring harness on the old vehicle, and I've got the positions of where they go, so we'll get to that in a second. With the standard rear bar, let me show you that. Well, I say standard rear bar. So this is the rear bar off the 535. Now to fit the tow bar, you can see they've cut into the bar reinforcement piece, and also they've cut into the bumper bar. Now, this 540 of Dave's, now he's repaired the front, is actually quite a mint vehicle, and he doesn't really want to cut a tow bar into this bumper just for the sake of it. So what he's going to do is we're going to fit the 535 rear bar. It is black, but it's not the right shade of black. And just see how he goes. And if he wants to leave the tow bar on this car, he'll probably just get this bumper repainted, and then he'll have a good spare M Sport rear bar if he needs it for anything, or might even need it for his M5. So that's why we're going to fit this one for now. It's going to get us out of trouble and get us down to Sydney in a couple of days. What else are we going to do? Of course. So to actually fit it in, we've got to remove that trim piece. Hopefully we won't have to remove the stereo. Yeah, that will give us enough room there. And this trim piece here. So I'm going to get that done and I'll give you an update in a few seconds. Alright, and to get the side of the bar off, there are actually 3 of these little push clips. There's one there, there's one that I just can't quite get the camera to see just there, and then there's one up the top there. So I'm going to try and get those out. Now these are actually quite easy on the other car earlier, In fact, I might need two hands, but if I can just get the, there it is. And that's how those clips come out. And I might need two hands to get that on, so I'll do that. All right, so we've got the 3 nuts removed from each side, which is what holds the bumper bar support. We've got the 3 clips removed from the inner guard. And if I remove that little wiring harness there, which is the parking sensor, which I'll need two hands to remove it from this harness, but I'll get that removed from that harness, and that should mean I can slide the bumper straight off with all the support. So if we get that one done just a little bit. There is a clip on the side of the bumpers, which you've just got to ease it off. Finally. So that's both sides loose, and that should let me slide it off. And that's that wire. We'll get this out of the way. While I've got access to it, I just thought I'd show you quickly how, or what it is you remove with those 3 clips, and it's one there, one there, and one there, and that's all that actually connects this to the rear bumper, and it's got the main locking slider that goes in here. It's actually quite easy to remove a rear bar. So with the first thing I'm going to do to fit the tow bar is fit this first reinforcement piece. Now these go in here, like so, and then you can see just there you have the bolt holes to screw them into. So I'm going to get that done first. So I've got that piece there. They don't appear to be sided, so we will slide her in. That sits nicely. Oh, maybe they are sided. I'll just grab the other one quickly. No, they both don't really line up properly. Okay, so we've got that in, and we'll put the 2 mounting bolts down in. So I have the mounting plates on. They are all bolted up to the chassis. Now I guess they're just reinforcement for the tow bar. So this is what the actual tow bar will bolt onto, and it helps clamps it onto the part of the chassis rail. That's always a bit weird with the monocoque chassis. Next thing I'm going to do is the wiring. So with the 535, this wiring was actually coming through a separate grommet just here, and instead of drilling another grommet in this car, I'm going to feed the wiring that actually goes down to the trailer plug socket through the grommet for the parking sensors. So just save drilling holes. But I knew I was going to do this when I took this off this morning, so I did just cut this here. So I'm going to poke it through and then rejoin it to the wiring just here. So I'll get on with that one. So I'm going to actually solder them together and then heat shrink them, but I figured since this might be a temporary install on this car, we might need to remove them shortly. So I've actually just used these reusable waterproof connectors. They're all together, and I'm just going to tape it all back up, and when we want to take it off we can undo this mount and unclip them and get it out of the grommet. Okay, so this is the wiring all finally clipped in. Basically we've got the signal for the left reverse taillight and then the right hand taillight, or vice versa. The power for the brain for the trailer wiring is just coming into the fuse box just here, runs up to that fuse, hopefully you can see up to that fuse holder there, then down up into the box. And thinking about that box, I don't think it's doing anything clever. I think it's just working as a relay, so it's not overloading the taillight wiring. I guess it gets the signal from the factory wiring, gets the power direct from the battery, and then sends that to the trailer. Yeah, I don't think there's anything smart going on. There's definitely no CAN bus connection. Anyway, that's the wiring done. I guess I can just slide the bumper up into place now, and we're nearly done. Okay guys, so that is all the wiring done, and now it's just a matter of putting the bar up on the car. Now I need Dave's help for this because it's quite heavy. And I can't remember if I mentioned it before, but the bar is actually mounted into the bar Rio in place of the standard mounts that would have been on the car.
Yeah, so you've got rear bar cover, plus the crash bar, plus the Rio, plus the tow bar.
Which weighs about 400 kilos.
Yeah,
I think.
at least.
All right, so we're going to try and get it in without scratching anything. And might have to feed some wires through as we get closer.
I'm trying to think, where can these tuck? I'll feed these in now. Go in there home.
It's factory. Factory. Okay. Oh, I'm miles away.
Too far my way, are you?
It's all right, we're good. I was... Oh, that clipped in. God, it's so heavy. It's like doing a workout. Actually, I've got the turbo if you want to line up a bit there.
I'm trying to...
Ah, that's better. Okay. Actual bar holes. You might be bottoming out on the...
Oh, there's three. Yep, cool.
Up. Down. Can't tell.
It's got to come up a bit. And this way, look. That's it. That's it.
Ooh. I don't even think it needs any bolts.
Like a glove.
That's gone on pretty solid.
That's really solid.
The way the BMW bars mount is actually really clever. Like that is, there's just two clips that slide in, but it locks.
It's mounted.
All right, let's get the bolts on. So everything's on, torqued up on the hardware side of things. There's just those three main nuts and obviously those two that we've done before. Everything's braced and exactly as it was on the other car. So I think we now have a tow bar. I guess it's just got to get the three clip trims back in, or three clips back in on both sides of the inner guard liners, and then the trim. So I'll get on with that. And I better get Dave up to inspect my handiwork.
Well, it still works.
Yeah. I suppose we probably should say the reason I'm working on Dave's car, and it's just sort of happened this way, but he does most of the real work and I do most of the car toying. And I guess that's just because my N54, my N54 was sort of playing up more, so I'm doing more of the video stuff at the moment. But we're going to be short of time to get this ready by the weekend. But is it lined up all right?
That's pretty good. I mean, it's not the prettiest bar,
jump on the tow bar. It's so solid, as it should be.
It's what you want for towing a trailer. However, what I did just notice, I'd kind of forgotten because it had kind of gone away with just me driving. She scrubs with these wheels. I'm gonna have to roll these guards before loading this thing up with the trailer.
Oh, cool. Just another job before we go.
Heaps of time.
That's
all
right.
right.
Yeah, I remember when you got people in the back.
You can see it. It used to be, if I had a full tank of fuel, it would do it with just me in the car.
Yeah.
But then when this car was used as a chase car for the E92 M3 video, that kind of, it went away after that.
Wore through the tyre a bit.
But yeah, now if there's multiple people in the car, it does still happen, so yeah.
Well, we should have time to either do it tonight or tomorrow morning anyway. So, you happy with the tow bar?
I'm happy. Good to go.
Sweet. That's one thing out of the way for this trip to Sydney. It's going to be cool. What are you getting off Ali?
Lots of M5 parts.
And he's done it for a pretty damn good price. So it's like bonnet, original brakes.
Yeah, the guards. Not the guards, sorry, the seats, the M5 seats, which are heated.
Another plenum.
Maybe not.
Right. Oh, well, there's heaps of stuff anyway. Look, guys, we're going to end this video off here. Tomorrow there's going to be a video on rolling the guards on the E39 because by the time because we'll put some stuff in here and in the trailer, so it's going to be loaded up and we don't want it scrubbing for a 2,000 kilometre trip.
Plus, it'll have multiple full tanks of fuel. it's gonna be low rider in the back, and we got a lot of Ks to cover up quickly.
So you're going to see us rolling some guards tomorrow. Anyway guys, a bit of a different video. Something I just want to say quickly, we're still working on the hoist. We have a bit of an issue with getting a car on the hoist and through this door. It's just a little bit tighter than we thought it was going to be. We can get all of our cars in all right, but anything bigger than an E39, it's just a little bit too tight.
Falcon or Commodore size, it starts to jam up.
So we're going to put another door in.
Why not?
Anyway, all right guys, look, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.